Well, we're going to go back to the previous news item dealing with the Iran's President Raisi's trip to Venezuela, and of course also he will be visiting two other countries. We're going to cross over actually and speak to Mr. Masoud Shajare, who is joining us from Granada, Spain, chairman of the Islamic Human Rights Commission. Thanks so much for being with us. Tell us about the importance of Maduro's trip, of Mr. Raisi's trip to Venezuela and possibilities from this type of alliance and strengthening this alliance.
There is consensus now that international community is going to come together to stand up against the bullying of United States, and there are going to be more cooperation economically, politically, militarily, and in all aspects as a means of stopping this hegemony of bullying of United States internationally. And one of the places that needs that cooperation and needs to come together with others is South America. And Venezuela have been already involved in cooperation with Iran in the face of energy, even military support, etc. And I think this is a good news for international community. It's good news for the world peace and tranquility. It stops the hegemony of United States bullying and creating havoc, not just by creating wars around the world, but also creating sanctions and creating sort of economical wars, which actually killing innocent people, be it in Iran, be it in Venezuela, be it in Yemen, or be it anywhere else in the world. There are more people are perishing as a result of this sort of barbaric sanction than actual war. So this is a very good news, and it really is I think international community is delighted and will be delighted to see this sort of cooperation being done, an initiative being taken by Iran to bring these nations together in cooperation in all levels.
And how do you see it, Masoud, we see more and more of these alliances being formed? Do you see that this will actually help expedite, one, the fall of this unilateral world, and also expedite actually this multipolar world that we're seeing now?
Absolutely. I mean, it's very obvious that this is happening. It's not just happening between sort of victims of U.S. oppressive bullying like Venezuela and Iran, but we are seeing it happening in Saudi Arabia, in Emirates, in the Persian Gulf. People are realizing, nations are realizing that this even close relationship with the United States is not going to benefit their nation, their survival, their security, their future. And I think that sort of understanding on international level, and Ukraine has actually helped for people to realize that you could be a supporter of United States, you could even be white Europeans, you're still not going to be protected. And what is the interest, short-term interest of United States is going to be implemented, even though it's going to bring death and destruction to your nation. And I think this message is now being understood, not just by places like Venezuela and those who are sort of an opponent of United States, but even by its long-term friends. And that is what is sort of the last nail in this U.S. hegemony.
Thanks so much for being with us, Granada, Spain. Chairman of the Islamic Human Rights Commission, Mr. Masoud Shajare.